lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So hit that share button and share on Facebook and Twitter. One last time, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by The Plain Truth, Sleeping Warrior, Jose and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
What's up?
Guy.
Hey, your mic sounds a bit wobbly to me, Nathan.
Me?
To me too.
Oh, maybe I'll have to reset my desk, so my apologies to the audience if that intro was a bit sketchy.
I thought it was my headphones. I was playing with the little plug. I was like, what the hell?
You sound okay now, but when you were doing the intro, I thought my connection.
Nah, it's probably the live rendering that we are getting. In the actual stream, the recording is probably going to be perfect.
Wonderful. I hate starting shows with technical issues. It's about as dull as it gets for the audience. So thank you for joining us, audience members. We're going to kick off with some housekeeping because that's super, super exciting. Any signs of curvature? Hold out in anticipation. How you doing, John?
No.
Well,
Hold on, you guessed. How you doing, John?
Hello. Hello, Nathan.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
Is that you, Tim?
Him? No, I am John Campbell.
Oh, my bad. Good to have you. Any
Thank
signs of curvature, John?
I not detected any curvature. I'm from Germany originally. I now live in UK. I helped design part of the lunar excursion module, and I like to talk about this when I have opportunity.
Now, tell us all about it. You designed the lunar excursion module.
Oh no, I did not design it. I helped design part of the LAM.
Good morning, guys.
Tell us all about it. Hello, good to have you, Physics Warrior.
Well, it was a very minor part. It was a part at the extended on the leg. It was simply just some bolts that had to be done to this particular specification. I trying to find the technical data for it. If you give me a moment, I can bring that up for you.
your accent's falling apart a bit,
Sure.
and so is your mic, by the way.
I live in UK for quite some time now, but originally from Germany.
Yeah, no. Sorry. That's not a German accent.
If you just give me one moment, I can
No, it's Eastern
bring these things
European
up.
accent. It's not German. Sorry. I know the difference. You got it wrong.
That is your opinion, Arwin.
No, that's
I-
not German. No, I live right next to Germany. Sorry. That's not
Oh,
how
you
German
do?
accents sound.
That's very interesting. If you
Hey,
give me
nothing
one
to
moment,
with
I can
German
bring up the
accents on this
technical
show.
data sheet for the lunar excursion module.
What part of
Was
Germany are you
willst
from?
du denn kaufen in die Konditorei?
I did not hear.
Can you repeat that, Travis?
Was willst du denn kaufen in die Konditorei?
I now snipe you all. So fuck you. Bye bye. Night night.
Did he snipe the panel? Did he manage it? Yes, bastard.
That is awesome. That was awesome.
I'm going to have to end this stream though, Travis, so I'm going to give you the link in Skype, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, Physics. Pick up the new link. Very amusing. Did you find it funny, Eleanor? Take that as a yes. Welcome to the show where you don't know. No, you don't know. Should be the work of but a moment. I think I might have just done that too quickly. Hope this doesn't cause a delay. No, it worked. Hooray. Go. Okay, so if you're in Skype, just pick up the link from Master B. Is there now? Been a while since we've been sniped. All part of the fun. Maybe we should get a few guests along shortly. Once we do, I'll put the link back out in the public chat so you can join from the Hangout information box. How you doing, gentlemen? Good to have you.
I didn't think John Campbell sounded much like a German name.
Thank you, Chris Double XMC, for that was a good sniping. Thank you.
Okay, it's part of the fun.
It was an admirable attempt to introduce a new character. But he got the accent completely wrong because he was like at least 1,000 miles. Yeah.
Right, have you got the new
with
back
his
chat?
accent. That's not a German accent. It's Eastern European. It's like
Yeah, it sounded more Slavic.
absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. More Slavish, more southeast of Germany, or Russian or whatever. But that's not the German accent.
Ah, mein Handy.
Schreiber.
Mein Handy.
They use different words. Like
Do
even
we,
the Hollywood
we all
German
know-
accent is different.
Kann ich mein Handy haben, bitte?
No.
Do we all know who that was?
Jose saw his name.
Yeah, do we know who it was? Do we recognize the voice or the inflections in his voice?
No.
Oh no.
Chris,
No, I don't.
Chris Double XMC.
Maybe
Definitely.
Yeah, Chris,
it could
Chris
also have
MCM
been,
it was.
or maybe Tim. Could have been him. I
Chris
could hear
MCM
his
was.
voice depth in his
Yeah, that was him. Chris Roman numerals.
maybe.
Chris, yeah, that's who it was.
Eh.
Nathan, did you spot it, Nathan?
Yeah, I was happy for it to play out.
It sounded like
Shout
a
out to Chris
Hollywood
MCM.
movie. It sounded like a Hollywood movie. The way he talked.
Yeah, Chris is one of two people who I've said, just don't come back. You're not welcome. I say all are welcome. There's literally two exceptions. Just two. He's one of them. And that's why. Because
Plasma. Oh,
That's-
sorry about that.
that's the kind of thing he does.
Yeah.
So there we go. Fun. So anyway,
Yeah,
to
but
move
there-
on.
what?
We were in the middle of housekeeping, so we had curvature. Any signs of a gas pressure without a container?
Whoa, curvature. I
Mein
didn't give you my
Führer.
answer. Curvature.
I don't.
9.
99999.
I didn't give you my answer for curvature.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry, Jose. Go ahead. Backtracking. My bad.
Any sign of curvature? As for right now, no. But if I take a lot of footage and I catch that curvature, I will destroy Flat Earth single-handed. So boom. As for right now, no.
Really? So even
Yeah,
sorry, but even if you find some kind of indication of curvature in a literal sense, then still that doesn't prove a globe. It just proves there apparently seems to be a curved part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right,
To
so
be fair.
one of our resident curve hunters has the modest GoFundMe to get a P900. Surprisingly, not a P1000, but Jose has definitely put the hours in, gathering curve, trying to replicate soundly, and his GoFundMe is now public. So I'm hoping one of the other panel members will dig out that link so I can publish it to the audience. If one of you would be so kind as to go to Jose's GoFundMe page and just get the link, and then I'll spam it in the chat for him. But yeah, check out his GoFundMe. Like I say, he's not asking a huge amount of money, unlike Ranty and Anthony, the scam artist that he is. Obviously, he's just going to pocket that $2,000. But yeah, he's got a much more modest target. So yeah, hopefully we can get that link out to the audience and they can check it out. But yeah, so Jose's looking to get himself a P900, which, like with Ranty, you know, the upgrade would definitely be a warranted upgrade. So Jose does good work with his modest equipment that he's got already, which should be a testament to anybody. You know, you don't need... there we go. You don't need superb equipment, but once you've gone out there and done it, you know, you definitely see the reasonings. And Jose Gonzalez, help a brother.
Yeah,
where's the link?
To be honest, I remember...
Where's the link? Where's the link?
Oh, the link to the GoFundMe?
Yeah. Don't need the link to his latest live stream. God, you're useless. I need the link to the GoFundMe.
Yeah, I was thinking, scratching my head, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna set it up and put it out there because I really want to take a lot of footage. There's a lot of observations I can make, but the little camera I have is giving me a lot of issues, and it's not. I mean, it's a headache. And with a good camera, I can put a lot of content for everybody, you know, to enjoy it and figure out the optics and figure out what's going on around us, you know.
By the way, don't browse your browser history while Nathan is presenting you. I think I saw a couple of...
Yeah.
Just saying.
I remember having a conversation with Nathan, maybe beginning of summer, and he was basically saying, sell your P900 right now. And my gut reaction was, I don't think that the P1000 is that much better. It is better.
Yeah, it is.
But my own thought is, yeah, it's not really, though. The zoom's not that much better. I think the much better value for money is a P900, personally.
When I used to work in hi-fi, I'd be in various different retail shops, and you sound like one of those customers that's come in and they've bought their latest CD player, they spent £1,000 on it. 6 months later, they come back in because the newer versions come out, and obviously every reviewer says it's better, and you see the results of it, and you hear the results of it, and you go, yeah, it's better. But then they convince themselves that what they've already got is equally as good. It isn't.
No, I'm not saying it's equally as good. What I'm saying is that the improvement gain isn't worth £1,000, in my opinion, for me.
Definitely worth every penny.
Well, it will yield better results in clearer situations, basically. So when the moment is clear, then it will have the extra depth, it will have the extra sharpness that the P900 can't reach. But in more general situations, yeah, the result will be overall the same.
It doesn't make the P900 a bad camera, it just makes it inferior. You know, just not as good. Oh, what's wrong? Sorry, bear with me.
She disagrees.
You're not a tech person, are you, Nathan?
She likes the P900.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, for me, the P900 works fine. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit lightweight, but I don't really see the cost benefit of buying a P1000 is enough. I mean, it's £1,000.
I think the 4K option, I think, is the only the big plus on the P1000.
Riley, for you, it's probably
I don't think
useful. You're right, because yeah, you have to have that steady hand, and it doesn't really matter if you've got a P1000 or a P900. If you're gonna get blurry shots, then it doesn't really matter. Just kidding.
For me, the proof is in the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And when Sandra showed that oil rig on the 900, then on the 1000, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected, and it is vastly better.
For the cost of it, me personally, I'm happy that I didn't buy it because I don't think that it's actually worth the extra money. I'm happy with the P900.
Well, we had that conversation, and this was probably a year ago, or knocking on for a year ago. And this was when you first started discussing the idea of submitting a paper. And, you know, I remember you saying I'd much rather try and raise money to get something published on this subject rather than get a better camera when I'm quite happy with the camera I've got. Now, Ranty, who's going out daily, or was at the time, you can definitely understand the benefits of him upgrading, but I totally get where you're coming from. I don't see the benefits of you upgrading, given that your focus is now on something totally different. Ranty's focus is still on observations with his super zoom camera. You know, you still do them, but I just don't see the benefit to you upgrading. I completely agree.
I'll tell you what though, Jose, you'll probably find that somebody that's bought a P1000 may actually just gift you the P900 that they don't need anymore. Because if you did buy 1000, you're not going to need the P900 anymore. And I can guarantee there'll be somebody that's not sold it that'll just think, do you know what, I'm not going to use it anymore. I could sell it, but Jose wants one, and if someone's watching, they'll probably just find a way to get it to you. I'm sure they will. Because we've all got one, right? Most people in Flat Earth have one.
No, the idea is I don't want to buy a used one in like eBay or Amazon because it might be busted. It might be a scam, you know, a sham. But if I get a used one for somebody from here, from the internet, from somebody that I talk to, like you, for example, you know, I will trust that it works, you know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there'll be somebody like deep inside the rabbit hole, for example. I know he's sold his, but there'll be somebody that didn't sell it and bought it anyway, and now has both and doesn't need both. I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
what I mean. I set that up just to buy it, but if different opportunities show up that one of the flat earthers or globe earthers, whoever, want to sell me his cheaper for $200 or $300, hey, I'll buy it. You know, I'll buy it.
So housekeeping, Nathan.
Hold on, Nathan. Can you present my screen first?
Yeah, sure, Owen. But I love my P900. It's a great camera. I must have a P1000. It is better.
Can someone explain this to me? I don't understand it.
Non-player character. These people here are the people who just listen to the rhetoric. They watch the news. Their opinions are based on what they've heard. They don't give any critical thought to anything. They're just non-player characters doing what they're programmed to do. And this is a meme. Watch JLB if you want to know the origins of this meme. This came from a study about 5 years ago in a university with 30 test subjects carrying beepers and instructed that when the beeper goes off, you write down exactly what your internal dialogue was at that very moment. Based on that study, a certain percentage, I can't remember what, were deemed to have no internal monologue at all. Hi, Chris Berry. How you doing?
Yeah.
Have you?
So what's the middle picture then? Is that somebody's fist coming from behind?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
an
ripping
NPC fist ripping his heart out.
And then he becomes an NPC and just agrees.
He submits to peer pressure.
Right. Oh, right. So what you're basically doing there is supporting my view. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
he's supporting
Yeah.
your view out, Anthony. You're saying, look, I'm happy with my camera. And then we're all going, no, have the P1000. Hey, Physics Warrior.
Hey, Nathan.
Right. So
Cool.
Anthony is actually,
Context.
yes, Arwin is on your side. There had to be at least one time it happened.
Yeah. So
Well,
on that
it's
basis, I'm grateful.
Oh, we got another Arwin.
oh shit.
Did I get the right
I
one?
don't know.
I think he got kicked.
No, I kicked one of them.
Yeah, I think you kicked the wrong one.
Oh, bummer. We'll have to bring Arwin back in on Skype.
Because I was
Well, hang
watching
on, if
him.
you pick the wrong one, that means we all get kicked.
No. Both Arwins got kicked, so we were just like, sorry, Arwin, you gotta go.
The next time that happens, you should just have Arwen talk, because then his avatar will light up, and then you'll know which one's talking, and then you kick the other one.
Gotcha. It's easy enough to just call him on Skype. I'll get him back in on Skype. Sorry about that, Arwin. We didn't know which one to kick. We
I
got another
understand.
Arwin.
I almost had him, but he just sniped me like half a second faster.
So we got a wanker. So this guy who joins Chris MCMX has got mental problems. You know, he's admitted it on Discord, so this is public information. He's on a heavy dose of antidepressants and has severe depression. So, you know, these are basically mentally unstable people that we're dealing with. So, Chris, my advice is stop sniping the show. Go and get medical assistance for your depression.
And
Okay?
psychological.
Well, no, it's classed as a mental disorder. He is actually mental.
Right, but you need psychological assistance.
Yeah,
to
he needs help.
basically
You're
stop
right,
your
Arwen. He
crazy
needs help.
behavior.
A lot of help. That's correct. For his mental
That
problem.
it is neurosis. His behavior is neurotic,
Yeah,
basically.
neurotic, and you know, I do feel very small amounts of pity for him. Maybe you'd like to join again, Chris, and we can discuss your depression live on air in front of 150 people. That'd be fun. Let's discuss what medication you're on for your depression, like you did in Discord. Fun.
Did?
Yeah. It's public
That's
information.
crazy.
He's disclosed this publicly. He's obviously comfortable with his depression. That's why he's here trolling us, so that we can discuss him and his mental problems. Hey, James.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Good to have you.
Good.
Gonna say a bit more than that, James?
Yeah, I mean, I did have a comment
Go ahead.
to the plain truth. I don't know if he's there or not, but
You're up, Travis.
What's up? Yeah, what's up?
you debated, I forget the guy's name, he was a physicist
Yeah.
on the Non Sequitur show, remember that?
Uh-huh.
And I remember him, they keep saying, you know, how we can't feel the spin of the earth or anything like that,
Okay.
unless there's like change in direction.
Okay.
So my thing is, if you live like say northern Canada, there your whole life, and then you travel to move to like somewhere, way to like Africa or something, isn't that a change in acceleration?
Well, according to the model, you would have to, I would say according to the model, you would have to make those inferences. Yeah, sure.
So that was kind of strange. The change is acceleration. Like you're a truck driver. I mean, you would feel that phenomenon all the time.
Hello. I'm happy to talk about it, Nathan.
Couldn't give us crap. Go and talk to your doctor about it. This isn't a self-help group.
Nathan, you did just invite him.
No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh. Should have left him in, meanie.
I don't want to discuss the mental issues of people. I don't care. Go and deal with it with your doctor. Don't take this show as therapy. It's not. Okay? Sort your mental problems out elsewhere.
I thought you were serious.
Oh,
You
my
should have
bad.
to go for me.
Definitely. Okay, let's make that clear. I absolutely do not want to discuss people's mental issues on a flat Earth debate show.
So that means the invitation retracted then, right?
It was done. I thought the tone was there. Obviously not.
I thought it was sincere. I thought I'd have joined if it was me.
No, sorry. I should have made that more clear. I thought the sarcastic tone was
James.
plenty, but it wasn't obviously enough sarcasm. Next time I will try and be more, oh, join if you want to talk about your personal problems on our Flat Earth debate show.
So, James, where were we?
Yeah, I was.
Sorry, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Quickly
Hey,
saying
man.
hi.
How you doing, Event
was
Horizon?
just-
Good to have you. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I would
Sorry,
just-
thought I'd say hi before everyone started getting tonight to go on.
Okay.
Go ahead, James. Travis, sorry.
Well, no, I mean, I was just curious in how they state that we can't feel anything. Like we can't feel any emotion, we can't feel it just because we're too small and this and that and blah blah. But their own science states that the Earth is spinning at different speeds at different locations. So, isn't that change in acceleration that we should feel? That they're saying we only feel change in acceleration.
Where does that speed come from? Is it the movement of the sun and the moon? Is that how they calculate the speed?
No, I think it just goes all the way back to the Eratosthenes debacle where you've got a 24-hour day, and then you just work the math out from there. If you've got a rotation of, or if you've got 24 hours in the day, if the Earth makes one rotation per day, that's 1,000 miles an hour, and then you have to then extrapolate that to axle rotation.
Let me have a go, Travis. You're butchering it. Let me have a go. It comes from the tangential speed given the radius size of the sphere that we're supposed to live on. Basically, even though it's one revolution per day, the greater the size of the radius, the faster the tangential speed. And we have a massive radius, apparently. And that comes with it a massive tangential speed. And that tangential speed is the thing that we're supposed to not feel because we're on it, we're relative to it. But it's still 1,000 miles an hour, and there is a centrifugal force that would negate the forces of gravity because the centrifugal forces relative to the size of the Earth are significant at 1,000 miles an hour. We should be getting pushed off the edge, kind of thing. People can interpret that however they want, but the point remains that the rim velocity is 1,000 miles an hour, and we should feel it, but we're told that we can't feel it.
Right, and then like I was saying, in other parts of the world, is like what 400 miles an hour. Like say you were born somewhere where it just spends 400 all the time, and then you travel to where it's 1,000. Why couldn't you feel that difference?
Correct.
So that's pretty much my point, because I did listen to that debate, and I'm just like, listen to this physicist state that, well, we only feel a change in acceleration, but then they just seem to forget like their own math sometimes. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, they ignore it. They literally ignore the tangential speed, and they say that it's a willful ignorance, a blissful ignorance.
Definitely.
James? What's your position on gravity?
To be honest, I don't think there's gravity like to pull the Earth together, and
Yeah.
I don't really have a position on it because I don't really know. So, but as far as like a downward force or whatever, I believe it's the density buoyancy. I believe.
Relative density and buoyancy, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
nothing against Arwen, but I don't agree with him on that.
Sure.
At least the word gravity. I mean, maybe he just likes to use that word, but
I understand. I understand.
What about curvature? What's your view on curvature? Like, like we say any obstruction's curvature is.
Oh, I definitely think there isn't any evidence of, a radius curve.
We lose Anthony. I take my eyes off the hangout for 10 seconds. There'll be another short interlude. My apologies if you're still on the panel. No, you're not. You've all dropped. It's going to be one of those days. Dealing with mental patients. At least we've still got each other, Arwen.
Do indeed. Or you could just start a new panel again.
I'm doing that as we speak.
All right.
So if you can rejoin on the.
Yeah, I will. As soon as you put out the link, I
will. I'll give it to you.
I'll leave you alone.
Well, not leave me alone. Just join on the hangout.
I know. Hey, Eleanor.
She's attacking me with a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doesn't. You're not making life easy. Thank you for feeding me the chicken. That's right, chicken. Okay, so if you want to check out your Skype feeds, I'll stick it in Master B first. That's right, I'm going to stick it in Master B chat. I can find the damn thing. There it is. There you go, Arwen.
Yes. All right. See you on the panel.
Third hangout of the day. And when I do stick the link out to the public, if I can just get some placeholders just to join, just to stop mental patients joining, that'd be brilliant. Might get close to a full panel just from Skype. You never know your luck. Right, let's say hello to the new guests. Sorry, I'll just take you guys off mute. Bear with me. Oh, I've lost my mute button.
Okay, I got the back
Hello,
chat.
hello. Sorry, had you on mute.
Sorry, that was my fault. Because I could hear Arwin talking, I'd forgotten that he wasn't in the panel. And when I saw CGI Ranty join, I saw that I saw that he was joining and just assumed that Arwin was going to pull him off, and forgotten that he wasn't in the panel. So I just left into it, and obviously he removed everybody.
All fun, all good fun. We'll hopefully get a few more people off Skype, and then I'll stick the link out publicly again. We've literally not managed to get through the second question of housekeeping thus far. Amazing. Turn Travis up.
Who was it that time?
Oh, it's the same.
CGI Ranty.
Same mental patient.
It's probably still.
It was my fault, Travis. I forgot Arwin wasn't in the hangout because I heard him literally talk like a second before it happened. I thought he was still in the hangout, even though I knew he wasn't.
I see.
Yeah, my fault.
Right, I tell you what I'm going to do. Before I put the link out publicly, I'm going to carry on with housekeeping. Does that sound like a plan? Or should we just save it for the next show? Should we just abandon it?
Come on, let's just finish it.
And Arwin up as well. I think we should just abandon it for this show. We'll call it a loss. We'll cut our losses. No housekeeping.
But we're only halfway. Come on, we can do it.
Man. Okay. Any signs of a gas pressure without a container?
Never.
Me. Can I affirm the consequence here?
If you want.
Pressure gradients. The higher you go, the lower the pressure goes.
Yep.
Yeah, you've kind of jumped to base 2 from base 1 there, though. Let's address base 1 first.
Well, there's no point where it's actually gonna turn into vacuum. So whatever pressure gradient there is, however far it goes up, it will stop at a barrier at some point. Must. Somehow.
Is that an affirm the consequence fallacy?
That's that's entropy.
It is an affirmative consequence.
Are you asking by addressing the question, how do you have gas pressure without a container with, well, we have a pressure gradient? What type of fallacy is that? Is that your question?
Yes.
Red herring. So it has a surface level relevance to the question asked, but does not address the question. So it's a red herring fallacy.
Got it, yeah.
It's also an affirming the consequent, because if we have a vacuum next to space and we have a pressure gradient, therefore we must live on a sphere. So we have variable gas pressure. So therefore we must live on a sphere. It is an affirming the consequence as well.
No, but that's not how they reason. It's therefore we can live on a sphere, not must. It makes it possible. It allows that.
Yeah, it's a band-aid, exactly, Arwin. So you could have it as a formalized fallacy if it was ever asserted that way, but it never is. It's always used as an address to how do you have gas pressure without a container. Therefore, it's a red herring fallacy. I don't think I've ever heard anybody assert it as just an off-the-cuff assertion using the formal logical fallacy. It could be, so you're right. If you want to know more on fallacies, check out the show from yesterday, Science versus Pseudoscience, Part 3, which is specifically on logical fallacies. Good hour and a half show. Good maybe 10 minutes of it with one specific fallacy right at the end that John had us bugbear with. Cherry picking. Or quote mining, sorry. So he had a jolly good rant about that, but prior to that it was very concise.
Yeah, really good show. I'll have to rewatch it again. It's not easy. They're a little tricky, you know. There's some similar to another ones. Like people confuse a lot the red herring with the ad hominem attack, for example.
Yeah, I mean, getting it confused is kind of just part of the course, really. You know, it's just practice. But as long as you can identify that there's a fallacy somewhere, then you're all good as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I like the what is ipsy or something like that fallacy.
The
When I
fallacy.
say ad hominem, but it's really not an ad hominem. So you are calling a fallacy not a you're calling not a fallacy. That's a whatever the name is fallacy.
Ipsy dixit. Well,
It's pretty good, yeah.
Ipsy dixit's because I said so. So saying it's an ad hominem is an ipsy dixit fallacy because it's just saying it's a fallacy because I say so. You haven't actually identified any logical fallacy. But that can be true with anything. If you just say it and it is just so because you say so, that's the ipsy dixit fallacy. But it was in that example, it was attached to about 3 other fallacies. We were like right down the line with that one when we got to the ipsy dixit bit. That was quite funny. But yeah, well worth checking out. I really enjoyed doing that show. I'm not going to lie, it was my favourite of all of them. Science versus pseudoscience or science versus scientism. That's been my favourite show to date. That was really, really enjoyable to do.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll do a little plug for tomorrow's show. Hopefully we'll get a good sized audience for tomorrow's show. Maybe, maybe not. It's on a Saturday. It tends to be a bit of a quieter day, actually, but it doesn't matter. So it's a couple of anniversaries, surprisingly. I didn't realise this till yesterday. But tomorrow there'll be exactly 12 months worth of debates. So it marks 27th is the year anniversary when I did the very first Flat Earth debate. It actually started on my second channel. So when I was testing it out, I did it on Nathan Oakley channel. So go and check out Nathan Oakley channel. I still publish the uncut debates. So I start recording as soon as I'm set up and basically record all the way through to the end and then just cut it in half and stick it on the second channel a day later. So you can hear the in-between bits, which sometimes are ace. You know, it's not unfortunate because otherwise there'd be no content for that channel. But, you know, it's obviously off air to the extent that it's not part of this channel's live broadcast, so you do get some pretty intense conversations between the shows when I have a break. So it's well worth checking out that. Subscribe to Nathan Oakley channel if you're not already. The link is in the info box. I'm off on a complete tangent because, as I say, hey chocolate, the show celebrates a year, but me live streaming full stop, coincidentally, I did my first live stream on exactly the same date in 2015. So about, I don't know, 5 or 6 months maybe thereabouts into making Flat Earth videos. I'd only ever published videos. I recorded them and then published them, mainly vlogs. And then I did my first live stream, coincidentally, on the exact same date that I did my first debate. So it's a 3-year anniversary of me live streaming and a year anniversary of me doing the Flat Earth debate. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. Just weird coincidence. But I probably won't put in that title. It'll just be, you know, celebrating 1 year of debates.
Cool.
Hope you can all join me.
Probably.
It'll
When's
just
it
be
gonna
another show. There won't be any. There won't be any buffet. There won't be any free drinks. You know, buy your own beer.
Right. So housekeeping. Where were we?
Oh, come on. Let's just leave it till the next show.
What's up with you?
Me?
Yeah. Why didn't you want to do it?
Because it's always
Hey, Nathan,
the whole point of housekeeping
who-
is it's at the beginning. You know, we haven't kept house. This has been a total shambles of a show.
No, but
So,
the point
you know what I mean?
is to get through with it.
Let's not keep house halfway through. Let's just do it in the next show. We'll write this one off. You know, it's been one of those shows.
Ta-ta-ta, Nathan. You're being sloppy.
Nah, there's always another show, and that's not to say that I don't want every show to be perfect, but just dispensing with housekeeping doesn't make it a poor show. It does make it a total shambles, but it'd be even worse if we did housekeeping 40 minutes in, and then 15 minutes later end the show. Just makes no sense.
To be fair, that's what every 12-year-old says to their mother.
Was there an insult in there?
Just a little.
Arwen, just do it yourself.
You can do it if you want to. If you want to do housekeeping, you're welcome.
Okay, where were we?
Gas. Well, we'd only done curvature.
Gas pressure next to a
Well,
container.
hang on. Just before we do, let me just address a couple of key things that have happened on this key date for the anniversary, Nathan. Am I
Tomorrow.
right in saying that 27th of October was the first debate? Is that right?
Yes.
Do you know which famous people have been born on the 27th of October?
I don't.
John Cleese
Okay.
in 1939, and somebody that I always mix up with your friend. What's his name? Le Bon.
John Le Bon.
Yeah, John Le Bon. Yeah. The guy is that I always mix up with John Le Bon. I always think you're talking about Simon Le Bon,
Okay.
the lead singer of Duran Duran. And he was born on the same date in 1958 in Hertfordshire. So Simon Le Bon was born. John Cleese was born on the day you did your first hangout, your debate hangout.
Oh, happy birthday tomorrow to Simon Le Bon and John Cleese. But more importantly than their birthdays, first debate. It's far more important.
Are we gonna get as a special guest the first person that was the panelist of the first debate show? Who was he?
Lewis Hackett.
That was Lewis. The first panel member was Lewis.
Wow, nice.
Who doesn't know the distance to how they got the distance to the sun, which I must ask him next time I catch up with him.
Yeah, it'd be great if he came in and gave us an answer to that question. Very pertinent.
Yeah.
But Nathan, he asked you politely to please remove the video after some people mirrored it.
No, that's the wrong way around.
3 days ago.
No, that's the other way around. He politely asked me to remove the video, and I said, no. I encourage others to mirror it. And they all did.
There you go. That was classic. That was good.
Yeah, that was because he explained it away by saying that he read the question and then just didn't bother answering it, rather than he had no idea how to answer it. Now, to be fair, you can interpret it either way, but it just made him look bad. Anyway, housekeeping, Arwin, come on. This is your minute.
Yeah, Arwin, what's taking you so long? This is a right mess. Hey, Earth Flattener, by the way.
Here, I'll do it. Any signs of gravity?
Hi.
No. None.
Scientific.
Well, I was looking to run that one by Arwin.
This is my favorite.
We'll come back to the gravity one.
Dang it.
Are you kidding?
Arwin, do you realise that I've only realised this in the last 24 hours. The argument for gravity on their
James.
side. James?
Yeah, I found some room. I guess I'm allowed
Aniko,
back
how
on
you
now.
doing?
Hey.
Aniko, is it? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm here.
Good to have you.
Okay.
Are we going to speak with Ariko? I'm not seen his name before.
Said hello.
Oh, so I'm guessing he might be a placeholder.
Maybe. He said hello, though. I think someone's kicked him. It's been one of those shows. If you join and get kicked, I'm
No,
sorry.
he left. I kicked him.
Trigger happy for good reason.
Yeah, don't kick me.
Good to have you back, James. Yeah, if we could get a couple more
Come on,
placeholders,
Arwin.
that'd be brilliant.
Arwin, as for the actual rotation, Arwin, I want to beg the question, Alex.
Try and keep yourself on mute, James. You're making a lot of wind
James.
A
noise.
lot of background noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I need the mute?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the
Good
window.
afternoon again, gentlemen.
Hey, Rune, thanks for joining. I think that's it now. I think we've got a full panel.
Yeah, hello.
Hey.
Anthony,
Right.
I think I don't know if Rune's not got a mic or if he's just placeholding, but you wanted to ask him a question about a paper he was investigating.
Yeah, Rune, you said that you were doing a video, or you were going to do a video on some topic paper that you were reading of some kind. Can you tell us a bit more about that? I'm curious to know what it was that you were thinking of doing the video on.
No, I just read an article and then I just read it up. It's on my channel. I just read the article and then I just read it in English, you know. So yeah, it's about the different possible explanations for the observations we see. So Newton and his contemporaries just invented the idea that there was this force, but there doesn't need to be a force. And later physicists and scientists don't all agree that there needs to be a force. That's the basic point.
Sounds familiar.
Which side?
Shout out to
Which
the Mind
side
of
of-
God. Thank you very much for the super chat. Sorry to interrupt, Anthony.
Which side of the fence are you on, Rune? I can't remember which side you're on. Are you neutral?
I'm more and more. I'm a flat earther. Okay, so I think it's flat, but I can't prove it's flat all over. I have these salt flats. That's a good one, right? And yeah, so I don't know.
Well, there's no consistent curvature, right? As they're supposed to
No,
be
exactly.
in their model.
There's no consistent curvature, and the gravity part. That's a good one, I think, because as Sleeping Warriors says, they need it. It is needed. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They're matter attracting matter. It's the Cavendish concept that they really need. Even though even though in the theoretical direction it has gone all over the place into Einsteinian gravity, but really what it comes down to in an earthly imagining, as it were, is the matter being attracted by matter. That is what they really need. That is their actual foundation. Borrowing into the little g, bloating it up in big G.
But it's all concepts, Arwin. The little g and the big G, it's parts of the equation they put forth, right? So, and we don't really need that equation.
Depends on what you're trying to conceptualize. But
things falling, the apple, for instance. When the apple falls, what kind of calculations do we need to describe the path it takes?
Well, depends on the angle of approach. You can separate it through buoyancy versus gravity, or you could say density and buoyancy to basically replace that element of the gravity with the density. So the thing is, what I'm starting to figure out is you can pretty much call it whatever you want. There seems to be more like a tone to words and their history, what makes people decide what it should be in their mind rather than finding some eventual consistency. So everybody seems to be just very fragmented about it, and that's what I'm noticing.
So just Arwin, I have a piece of advice. So the word gravity is really, really contentious. So
I understand.
We should invent another word for what you think is happening. And please remember the disclaimer. I think or I believe. Because Sleeping Warriors is somewhat right. You are asserting sometimes that it is fact, and it is because it is tedious to keep doing the disclaimer. I don't know, or I think so, but please remember to do it.
Well, I'm trying to basically replace an entire way of speech, like the language aspect of gravity, and like this kind of thing, it's going to be too much for a lot of people. You have to understand that the harder we make it word wise, the bigger the obstacle will be for outsiders to actually get over that. The more conflict it will cause once they go over that way. So I'm just trying to help out here, but it's not working. So
I understand.
I don't know. I don't know what to
on.
call it. It's just, it's just a word to me, and a word that's widely used in a variety of cultural ways. And to attack it like this is going to have a backlash one way or the other. Unnecessary, in my opinion. That's all. I'm just trying to approach it, I guess, from a social engineering perspective, which this is part of, whether you like it or not. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. and it's very complex. We're a counter social engineering operation based
How about approaching
on
it
rediscovering the truth.
scientifically? How about approaching it scientifically?
Yeah, no, that's a very good starting point, indeed.
That sounds like the start of a tentative concession from Arwen. Do my ears deceive me?
What? Well, I've
Sounds
never
like-
claimed proof for gravity, so
No, I'm not saying that you would ever. That's not what I'm claiming. You're conceding. You're. It sounds to me like you're admitting that this is conceptual only.
yes, of course.
But that's not.
That's what that is.
We haven't
Okay,
heard
no,
that really before.
now you're
Arwen.
doing it in a
It's
high-pitched
because
way as
it
if to
doesn't
say,
If
of
you
course,
can
that's-
prove it, then it will by default become
Hear me out,
conceptual.
Arwen. Hear me out. That's been Anthony's point all along. That when it's asserted... Hold on, Arwen. I literally stopped other people talking over you. So, Anthony's assertion this whole time is that when it's being asserted, it's asserted as though it's true and proven. Not proven, sorry. I'll take that back. Correct and needed, necessity, specific, all these types of things. And it's not. It's just conceptual.
You should call it Orwellian conceptual gravity. ACG.
No, I'm not gonna change any of that. But what I was basically conceding to is the concept of ever being able to get people to just get into it, and you don't want to. It's obvious. So
No, I think we are on different levels. This is what I call a high level flat Earth debate. Okay, so we've been here for a year, many of us. Yeah, so we know what we mean when we use words. And when you talk to someone who has not been here, you can say gravity and you can explain your model. I say model. Okay, that's a contentious word. You can do what you want when you talk to your friends, but when we talk here, we all know that gravity is a contentious word. So yeah, I think we're on a different level here. It is not the social. What did you call it? Engineering here. I think
no,
we
the
are.
wider
don't
thing,
agree
the
anymore
wider,
with
yeah,
you,
but the
Ruben.
wider thing of it is, and there is a severe gravity allergy among many people because it is always being abused by the Globers and their Cavendish mutation of it to hammer us over and over with. It was a big problem at the start to even grasp how to respond to this, and we did. And the response was to completely throw gravity overboard and find a different route, and that has been successful. So, but yeah, we got to move on basically somehow. Can't just keep on stuck in the same corner, as it were, in our reasoning, in my opinion.
How
No,
about
I agree.
a good way to move on is to like not argue in favor of gravity or try to give a different explanation?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I don't know. You
no,
understand?
I am not in its favor. Okay, I completely denounce Cavendish, and I don't even need the scientific method basically to do that. You guys do that, and yeah, that works. But I can even get into the theoretical testing of it. I can completely demolish any Cavendish setup even without using the scientific method. So that's what I can do. And then people can get more into it and actually know how they are being fooled. I even experienced this, by the way. Like there was in my school, I don't even remember which one it was. I think it was when I was young. Yeah, that like in a physics demonstration, a special guy was brought in that wasn't the teacher to demonstrate this Cavendish thing. And I kind of like tested him and he hated that. Like this guy was obviously a liar. And I questioned him and like drawn the whole thing into doubt. And like that really made them pissed off.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, you know exactly what to do, but if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it or subscribing if you've not done so already. Also, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!